Peace and freedom. Nini, welcome. I'm Queen Mother Imaku, and we're at another full moon. It's been a while since we've done actually a full moon meditation. We've had some meditations over the last week involving portals opening and all kinds of things, but this is uh, the last super full moon of 2024. And this full moon is in Taurus, which would be in our tradition Heteru and Apis the bull. But closely aligned with Heteru is Merit. Now, we've never ever talked about Merit before. Who is she? Well, she is all about beauty and, like Heteru, joy, like Heteru. But she is the guardian of the throat, of the singing voice, of singers, of music, of artisans, and of the arts. She is also the protector of sacred woven cloth. So she covers a lot of, pardon the pun, she covers a lot of territory. But the main thing is that most people don't realize that she is also, Charmaine Brandon, how are you? It's good to see you. She is also mated to Hapi, who is the Nile. She also has stalks coming out of her crown, papyrus stalks, just like Hapi. And both of the energies work together really well. Well, with everything that people have been going through, because I know, again, we've really been going through, and people are really having a difficult time with the energy that is in the United States right now, and in some ways it's affecting the planet. It seems that we really need to invoke joy, and also those of us who are artists and artisans, that we need to do a greater enhancing of the artistic energy that we have been blessed with. I hope that you all are having a peaceful evening. Please do me a favor. Please click like. Please click a heart. If you're on Facebook, please share on all platforms. And if you have not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, at Imaku, and for those of you who are watching me on YouTube, and if you have not subscribed to my fan page on Facebook, please do that. And that's at facebook.com/Imaku. How was everyone's day? Let me just tell you, just in full disclosure, I was getting ready to go to bed, all right? I truly, I've been in the house and still restoring. I've been in and out of the house, in and out, and really working to get past this walking pneumonia. I took all of my antibiotics, and I've been continuing to take my holistics and so forth. And so I find if there's a day that I have to go out, then the next day I absolutely stay in and overly pamper myself so that I'm able to continue to heal. So today I still had a lot to get done, even though I stayed home. And 3 hours ago, because now it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, at 6 o'clock, I truthfully was getting ready for bed. I was changed. I literally was pulling back the covers. I love my bed. I have this really wonderful, lofty, comfortable, welcoming, still brand new bed, and was just ready to sink myself into the sheets and under the blankets when all of a sudden something popped up on my Facebook. A colleague of mine was doing a full moon meditation, and I went, oh yeah. So that meant I had to pull together a meme, because on Restream, they will not let you go on live if you don't have your description together, and also if you don't have your meme. So actually, that's what tends to take the longest when I'm preparing for this, because then it's trying to decide, okay, so what graphic should I use? So I ended up creating a graphic. I created an AI image of Merit. Then it's like, okay, what fonts should I use? Blah, blah, blah. That takes time. And then setting it in one format and setting it in another format. But I have to say, still, this isn't too bad. It's only 10:11. I came on just a few minutes ago. So, considering the time crunch, we're good. Okay. So, again, check in. How is everybody? And again, please share. We're, get yourself your water. I've got my water ready so we can speak lovely words into it and open up and enhance ourselves and be able to receive this wonderful super full moon energy. What does full moon in Taurus mean? Well, Taurus deals with earth plane, materialistic things, mundane. But the interesting thing about this, and this is another reason why I decided we need to invoke Merit, is that we're also dealing with Piscean retrograde energy. So, dealing in matters of love, if those of you who are feeling somewhat stunted right now, if you're feeling that things are going nowhere, you're feeling you need a breakthrough, or you really feel that you need to do more focusing on self-love, then let's work on that tonight as we do our invocations. Let's focus on everything as we are opening up this season of Het Heru, as let's focus on everything that we really want to see manifest. And we're always talking about manifestation, but you have to honor each energy cycle and each pattern of where the what's happening in the cosmos, what's happening in our world, and match it to what you want to see come to fruition. Okay, you take advantage of the energies. And so let me know how's my music right now. Is the level okay? Actually, there's not enough bass in this track, and so I'm going to change this track. But how is the level? Okay. Let's do our prayers to Beset Besu to open the way. How's the music level? I want to give a special shout out to E, this young sister, because she and her husband, brother Elijah. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. Okay. They asked me, "Do you need anything?" And I said, "I need water. Could you get me some water?" This young sister went all the way to a spring. She got on the bus with her babies, okay, and went to a park where they have natural spring water and came back with 2 jugs of natural spring water for me. Oh my. I mean, I was so shocked when she showed up at my door with the kids in tow and with the 2 giant jugs. I love you to life, both of you. And thank you so much for extending yourself in the way that you did. Just wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And that's the water I'm drinking tonight. Get yourself a beautiful glass, a beautiful container. Good Lord, I need to clean my glasses. Okay. And I came on so fast tonight that I didn't have a chance to do the usual shares that I do to all the groups that I'm in. This water is good, excuse me. Okay. Actually, let me just turn this down for a moment. Sech beset, Yunarek besu, Sech ni ekeb imcheb saeng, Barakani, ek yunam katni, Bek katni, Bek besu nebu en hetni, Yun en ni beset besu neferi wadu nefer nebu, Wep wat beset im wepti, Dini de beneya, Bak kerkeruni, Beheni besu embesa, Behen besu hetni, Ujak redi I chauni I sensenui, Wuja I behen shenu, Bahen bet yuni, Em behek kek, Sevesh bet yuni, Seben bet yuni, Semi bak ank nefer, Yun wadi nefer nebu I ni wuteb ket ni I pekti metet ni. Duani beset I besu duau en en en. It's time for me to rewrite this. My writing is too small on this. This is my handwritten prayer. And we're just going to very quickly do our prayer, speaking loving words over our water. Giving thanks and praise for this wonderful nourishment of water, nourishment of life. Anuk Neferet, I am good, beautiful, and successful. Anuk Merit, I am beloved. Anuk Ardi, I am safe and secure. Anuk Sekemet, I am strong, I am powerful. Keni Kerep, I have clarity. Anuk Kepri, I am the power of transformation and miracles. Anuk Merit, I am beloved. Anuk Merit, I am beloved. Anuk Merit, I am beloved. And let's take a sip of our water. Okay, I'm going to take just a moment to share because it was so last minute with my getting this together. Okay. Gotta change these sound effects. The meaning of metetni that you just heard in the prayer. You make sure that I pronounced it clearly enough for you so that you know exactly what. Ni at the end of a word refers to the self. And let me open the prayer back up so I can find exactly Runny nose now. Do I have tissue anywhere? Okay. All right. So, okay, and you're talking about where in the prayer it says, Wuteb ketni ipekti metetni. The entire phrase means return wealth and glory which are rightfully mine. Metet is what is right, righteous, okay? Rightfully mine. Because, you can have things that happen where, unfortunately, there are people who will manipulate their prayers. And okay, this is a sort of a real quick, deep metaphysical answer to the question. But since you did ask, so there are people who actually can steal your blessings and who can wreck your life path, and uh, who can um, basically it's kind of like stealing what is rightfully yours, and apply it to themselves. And then all of a sudden, your life just goes completely to heck while this other person is just on the meteoric rise and you don't know why. Some people will go to certain lengths and different paths to go and have somebody do major rituals in order to steal your birthright and to steal the success that is destined for you, because they have nothing going for them, or they've got a bunch of bad things that have happened in their family, or basically they just don't want to do the work. So there are people who can actually steal energetically, um, uh, and materially steal what was supposed to be yours. And so in that prayer, it is asking for that to be corrected. If you've had something that was taken from you unjustifiably, for it to be returned to you, along with extra blessings. Okay, that was a really excellent question, Brandon. Thank you. Because there are people who are just evil. There really are. I mean, who would think that? Okay, my life is jacked up, and instead of working to correct it, I'm just gonna go and get somebody to do some work for me, so that way I can wreck this other person's life and just take everything that was destined for them. But those things never really fully work out. You may have this meteoric rise for a while, but at some point, trust and believe, it collapses, unless you have somebody who is consistently doing this. But at some point, let me just tell you, just from what I've observed, these many years I've been on the planet, it never karmically works out, ever. So before you set yourself on that path where you decide you're going to go and steal somebody else's birthright, you need to really think about what the consequences are and how that could end up, because it may look real cute, pretty, beautiful, glorious in the beginning, even for the extended amount of time, but at some point, it all comes crashing and burning down to beneath the ground. Never works out. Never. So, a lot of times people will worry about what um, what other people's lives look like. Wow, they look so exciting, so wonderful. Um, oh, okay. So actually, see, that's a good question. And let me just finish my thought. Some people assume that because what it looks like on the outside, everything is great. Trust and believe it's not. No, this is not the Matet that is, dealing with your who owns your head. No, you forget. Remember, I'm initiated into the tradition, so um, there is sort of a connection. You can say from a vocabulary standpoint, because welcome, Shani. How are you? Good evening. So because your Metet is who owns your head, and who covers you, and also the destiny that goes along with that. But since you're in the tradition, then you also know that there are people who will very easily go and find a Bakor to do the work for them, where they have to go to um, certain entities who I'm not going to invoke right now. But the thing is, once you do that, then the offerings have to get bigger and bigger, because they're like never satisfied, right? So, and it's true that there are celebrities who do this sort of a thing, but then when you meet your demise in a way that's never pretty, then there's a situation of this entity that you've invoked that is looking now to be taken care of. You've brought this into the family, whether they like it or not, and so now what happens? So this is what also is the cause of a lot of family curses, because people don't know you have this individual over here, and on the sneak tip did all this, in order to big themselves up, but have created a whole series of calamities that are that are in not only the current generation, but then will be passed down. Why? Because you have this entity that is not satisfied. So yeah, best to leave that alone. Okay, just live your best life. Make sure you're on your path, and make sure that you are connecting with the people who are going to continue to help you on your path. The best thing to do is to continue to live in a way that is harmonious with yourself, with your community, with the planet. Okay, there are circumstances where you have to protect yourself, of course, but in terms of just going out of your way to take what is not yours, it's theft. It's theft of a life. Brandon says, yes, I've heard about stealing someone's destiny or to change it. Yes. When you were 5. Wow. Yeah. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Absolutely. Okay. So let me see. Did I switch yet? No, let me switch over. And I was about to, here we go. Just do a few more shares, and then we can get started. What is it you want to see manifested in this last quarter of the year? I started to say we are entering Het Heru season. Het Heru season in the Kemetic tradition starts officially when Thanksgiving starts. It is the season of gratitude and also the season of lights. And for those of you who followed, you know that there are so many sacred days and festive days during this time of year, and all of this is no accident. The fact that there are so many seasons of light that take place the same time of year, that's something that can't be ignored, and it's really wonderful to be able to take advantage of that energy. And I don't mean from a manipulative standpoint, but I'm saying understanding again the whole thing about energy, and how by understanding the cycles you can actually have it work with and for you to your advantage, to help to enhance your life. So we have all these beautiful seasons of light, and in Het Heru season we are focusing on the beauty of the season. During this time of turmoil, we want to at least get folks on the same joyous path, so we can begin to manifest for the planet from that place. I mean, there's just something about seeing all the lights, and you put up the decorations, and having the seasonal traditions that go along with it. And certainly, again, in the Kemetic tradition, we have many. But the blessing is the acknowledgement of it, and the participation in it. Okay, so I'm trying to get to my page here from this other page. You know what it's like when you have a bunch of pages, right? do it like this. Okay, there we go. And from here, I can share. All right. Okay. There we go. All the ones I usually post to are right at the top. Okay. This is what I need an assistant for. Okay. That'll do it. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Sabaid, how are you? Give thanks and praise. I love the lavender hearts. Okay, so for those of you who did not see the meme, let me pull it in and share it with you so you get a better idea of who Merit is. Now, many people are familiar, of course, like I said, with Het Heru, but they're not familiar with Merit. And she is truly the spirit of joy. Now, we find joy with Reninette or Reninette, and also with Bastet, although she has that other side. But then also with, of course, with Het Heru. But there's a distinct difference in the joy exuded from Merit. So there's my contemporary version of her. That I created on AI. Now, y'all know my feelings about AI. As an artist, it's kind of a hard road to hoe in dealing with AI, but I have to say I appreciate the creativity, although AI will take your money, because until you get exactly what you want, you're still, you're going through this. You got to make this adjustment and this, you've got to really hone the art of creating the AI image that you want. But it's an interesting creative process. And on top of that, truthfully, I don't have to worry about any art that I create being stolen, anything that I originally generate by hand. So, but I find that in getting the exact image that I wanted for Merit was very pleasing to me when I finally got the one that I wanted, because usually it'll take like about, I don't know how many different tries, but this one, it was like on the third try. And I had others that were close before, but the problem was I said, okay, holding a lute, right? The lute is an ancient guitar, okay? Because that's one of the things that she's associated with. The guitar, the harp, the lute, the harp, tambourine, anything that's a musical instrument, but in particular the lute, because if you remember a previous lesson that I did with Neferet, which is another name for Hatmeit, her symbol is the lute, and it's also associated with the symbol for Neferet, which is the heart, the trachea, and the mouth. But she is a protector of the voice and of beautiful sounds, singing, the melodious voice, musical instruments, communication through art. That's her domain. And also through weaving. Now, usually you think of knit when you think of weaving. And then there's also, oh gosh, there's another name, starts with a T. But anyway, but she's associated with the sacred cloth, sacred weaving, sacred cloth, sacred arts, anything that deals with a sacred connection to the divine that is artistic, that belongs to her. So why is she associated with Hey P? Well, first of all, let me just tell you, In mystical terms, I found years ago that Hepi is shares a special connection with Anket. That's another lesson for another day. Um, but there's the connection with Merit on a number of levels. Like I'd mentioned before earlier, they both have the papyrus stalk coming out of their crown, so they represent abundance. They represent the wealth that comes from the rising of the Hapi or the Nile. They represent the joy that comes from abundance. And listen, no matter what happens over the next couple of years, we still need to be focused on living our best lives and using our energetic means prayerfully to be able to circumvent any issues that may come up. And so that we can continue to tap into our joy and also our living abundantly and living well. So now you often see images of Hapi where it is one Hapi facing another. Let me see if I still have that here. Please forgive me, I didn't have a chance to do a lot of my preliminary stuff because, like I told you, I was on my way to bed. But feel very blessed in being able to be up and share and also do invocations to Merit. And let me just also remind you that Merit means beloved. No, not seeing. Okay, so let me just assign that to you as some homework. For you to find an image of Hapi, there is the double image usually that you will see of them facing each other. Let me just see if I have this in my computer. Probably have it on one of my storage units, but let's give it a whirl. Hey. Nah, it's in one of my devices. Oh, wait a minute. I can check this other device. There's always a way. Now, if I don't have one on this device that's already plugged in, I'll be very surprised. Okay, there. This is not the double one, but still this is a good one to see so you can understand the tie-in with Merit. Okay. So please forgive me for not having this on a proper format. Okay, so this is the one of him just by himself. You see he's holding an Hetep tablet, and also he's got all of these offerings that are on it. He is one of the Necheru that is about gifts. He is about giving gifts, but also receiving gifts. And the biggest thing is, though, that he is blessings. You see, he's got the double ankhs on his arm. He's holding a large papyrus stalk on the other hand. He is the abundant road, the abundant waterway. But I was saying that you'll find images of them where they're of Hapi where one is facing the other. And with Merit, there are times when they're depicted as two sisters. So then you've got the pairing with the two sisters and the two Hapis, okay? But the joy of living, the joy of celebrating art and understanding the communication that comes from it when you are in divine flow. You know, there's some art that you look at and, or that you're exposed to that may make you feel pretty crappy. I was in a session the other day with this younger sister who decided to put on her music, and the music was very dark. It has its place, right? Okay, but in this situation, I was really not wanting to be in a dark space, even though she was loving it, right? I was just like, you know what, this is not working for me. So I just suggest, hey, so since we both like such and such kind of music, can we try using this music? Okay. So um, but again, every kind of art has its place. Now, dark music can help you to bring out your depression if you're dealing with it. Okay, it's important to help you to and acknowledging how you feel, but you want to make sure you don't stay there. So you may go from playing the dark music to all of a sudden shifting into something that's brighter, lighter, something that makes you feel really good. I was coming on and I had my go-to, my ether boo, Juan Gabriel. I know at one point I said I had to quit him because of some stuff I found out about him. But let me just tell you something. And this has to do with who's in your circle and the legacy that you leave behind and how people really um, uh, may pretend to have your interest at heart while you're alive, but then will go and rip you to shreds. Listen, Juan Gabriel, whose music is amazing and who has a few happy songs. No, he's got a lot of happy songs, but there are specific happy songs that I put on to help elevate my mood, and so. Or I'll put on some of his concerts because he was a brilliant performer. He was the showman of showmen, I swear. Um, and his song, my latest go-to is Todo está bien. Everything is good. Everything is good. Todo está bien. It's a beautiful video, beautiful message, just wonderful. But here's the thing I was thinking. There are people who have been just trashing his reputation since he died, and especially the further and further out as it gets away from how long ago he died. He died 8 years ago. And there are people who are coming on who claim to be his best friends. Amazing, all these best friends he has now that he's gone. Spilling all this tea on him that really doesn't always pan out. I mean, one person who had a mask on this show, he wasn't bold enough to come out and toss out all these stories just bare face. No, he had a mask on and his voice altered, and he's talking all this garbage about him, and he's saying he didn't know how to speak English, and so he never knew what was going on around him with his contracts and blah blah blah. Listen, I found plenty of videos with him speaking English and speaking it very well and understanding it very well. Okay. People were saying, oh, he said he would never, ever perform any songs in English. And that's not true. Okay. I just heard a concert with him singing a couple of songs in English, and then people just saying, people saying all these other things. He did this, but they're telling the people who are without a mask, and just on interviews telling all this stuff. I mean, stuff that's like none of our business. But they're relishing just spilling the tea. These were people who were financially taken care of by him in life, who worked for him and who paid very well. And as I've been looking, and then now also seeing the comparisons that people are making, and fans talking about, there were so many people who were jealous of him. So it's sad, but it makes sense that there are so many people who were just willing to just come out of their faces and do anything to try to destroy the reputation of somebody who was considered an icon, who is so greatly beloved and who left such a legacy behind. So this goes back to the whole thing about manifesting and who's in your circle and making sure that you're around people who are going to lift you up in life and in your transition. We don't want people who are just smiling in our faces for the sake of just getting some loot or whatever, okay, or just to be able to say if they were around you. So tonight, I also want you to focus in our meditation on attracting trustworthy people and also situations and people who you will feel the love from in sincerity, and also who will support you in your gifts. We all have some kind of a gift, something. Even if it's that you have beautiful handwriting, or that you make people feel really important, or that you are expert at cleaning things. There's something. Maybe somebody else may think it's some kind of an obsession or whatever it is. They don't get it. Don't expect everybody to get you. That's okay. But you want somebody who's going to say, hey, when you do that thing, nobody does it like you. You're so gifted. You're so gifted. You don't want somebody who's going to tear you down, or somebody who's going to be sneaky and behind your back saying all this stuff. So we want consistency through every aspect of our lives. And that's something I can say that Happy and Merit both represent. The consistency of joy in your life, the consistency of who is in your circle, the consistency of Wusekrer, which is the sacral, and having the people who are in the place of joy, because Wusekrer is joy and creativity, who are going to help you with creating, who you are going to help with creating a better world, and also to be able to bring your talents out, and where you can truly celebrate living, because who you are on your life path with makes a whole deal of difference in everything. Elijah, I just called your name out. How are you? It's so good to see you. I'm going to go back later and see your meditation. Duawu. Thank you for everything that you and E have done and everything that you mean to me. Many blessings upon you. Give thanks. All right. Somebody, you say you've been using AI. It's beautiful. It is, and now they're finding there are ways that you can copyright your work. I have to say, when AI images started showing up like really heavily a year ago, I was like, wow, who's painting this stuff? It's so fabulous. And like, how are they doing this? It seems like they're generating it so quickly. Then I learned about AI. Oh, so I had my opinion about it for a while, but then I started using it. I was like, okay, so I can see how this works. I can see how this would be of benefit. And it does bring a new level of inspiration for today in understanding the meaning behind the ancient symbolism. Okay, sometimes the ancient symbolism can be a bit stodgy, or it seems a little bit too remote. But when you have imagery that is more contemporary, then it brings more life to it and gives you more interest in it. And you appreciate the beauty of it, yes? Give thanks. Okay. Use it. Okay, so Reverend Tamu Sabayit says, I help. I use it to help with writing and coming up with ideas. I haven't done. Excuse me. Back with this. I haven't tried it with writing. As a writer, I'm not ready to go there. I'm just speaking myself. Although there might be a benefit in it in the same way that I am able to protect the visual art that I create by not putting it out there, but then putting AI images out there. I guess it would be the same way with some level of writing, and I can see where it would inspire you. A friend encouraged me to use it as a tool and not fear or shun it, but to harness. Brother Sean, how are you? It's something to consider. With writing, I'm such a purist. Listen, I've done journalism. I've written articles for magazines and newspapers, and of course, I've written books, and I'm a poet. So, but I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody better not come stepping up into a poetry venue with some AI poetry talking about that it's theirs, because that's, to me, that's. But blessings upon you and how you're using it to be able to enhance what you do. Okay, let's get ready for our meditation. Here I have a sistrum, or sesh, or shesh. that I created from these tongue depressors that I got in the dollar store, and also this yarn or twine. It's sort of in between, and also a bunch of cowrie shells. So this has a softer sound, but also because it has green cowrie shells. Okay, the cowrie shells don't come in green, but this is from a beauty supply store. um, and no, I took this apart from a bracelet. Whatever the case, it's still artificially colored, and but I also have the regular natural cowrie shells up here. This is to invoke abundance and also joy, and it's also a great meditation device. I mean, just being able to just sit and just rhythmically shake it, it takes you to another place, which is what the purpose of this issue um, is. Okay, let's get ourselves relaxed. Take a sip of your water before we get into meditation. Okay, we're going to encase ourselves in a beautiful orb of light to protect ourselves. We say, Anuk Ardi, I am safe. I am secure. As you are centered in your orb of light. And now we're going to work our way from the bottom up and utilizing the energy that is within. And focus on transmuting and reclaiming. Inhale, Sadek. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Relax your breathing. If you can, take a moment and plant your feet on the floor. We're going to do something a little different today. So today we're going to focus on just directly sending the energy down from the crown all the way down to the feet in order to release all negative energy. And allowing the earth to absorb it, sending it down deep, 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 deep into the earth's core, where the earth is able to do its job and cleanse and purify. Sadek. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Relax your breathing. We don't need to hold on to any negativity. No matter what programming you received from parents, adults in your life, siblings, so-called friends, teachers, mates, don't believe any of it. If you know deep down in your heart that it's not true and that your energy and your talents are being suppressed or ignored, this is your time to allow yourself to shine. As now we pull vibrant, beautiful energy up through our feet, a vibrant red, rud, into our root, erit, or root chakra, from the feet to the tailbone. That consists of your toes, your ankles, your shins, your calves, your thighs, your knees, your bottom that you sit upon. Feel it alive with energy as you tell yourself that you are secure, as you own the best traits of your family, and focus on eradicating those that no longer serve you. Rud is the root, it is about growth, but it is also making sure that you are firmly planted. The book of Amenemapet talks about being like the tree that is deeply planted into the soil. It is healthy, it grows, it gives glorious shade to those who are around. It stays safe in the courtyard, while the trees that are not firmly planted are the ones that are the most subjected to being ripped out of the ground, being knocked over by wind, being cut down in its prime, not being allowed to flourish. See yourself as a firmly planted and well-watered tree that is loved for the shade and comfort that you bring to community. Your roots run deeper than you know. Toss away all insecurity and hearken to the wisdom that you have gleaned from your experiences, whether positive or not so great. There's always a lesson and a blessing. Anuk Ardi, I am secure. And now moving the energy upward toward the navel, vibrant orange, copper color, keper. Busakrer, the sequel, the place of joy, the place of creativity, the place of gathering together with those who are playmates, those who you create with on various levels, in the workplace, on teams, your downtime, your friendships, your support systems, and those you likewise give support to. Those you choose to continue on your life journey with. And now focus on what you wish to create as we enter into the season of family, of gratitude, and of light. What is left undone in this calendar year that you want to see come to fruition? What will it take? Who do you need around you in order to see it happen? Who also can you give support to? Are you a good team player? Are you willing to share? Are you experiencing joy in your manifestation? Take a moment and see yourself in that place of achievement, experiencing the happiness of completing your task, full of joy, Keprini, I create. Keperni, I create myself. I'm self created, meaning that you are responsible for what you manifest. You take ownership over it, and you're focused on creating the things that are good for your life, not in selfishness, not in short sightedness, and knowing that you are allowed to dream bigger for yourself. Keperni nefer, I create that which is good. Keperni merit, I create success. Anuk merit, I am successful. And let's breathe in. Sarek, Nifa. Sarek, Nifa. Sarek, Nifa. Relax your breathing. And at this point, you see Merit in all of her beauty, of her optimism, and belief in you show up beside you, and to continue your journey. Moving now to the area between your rib cage, Sunkti, the solar plexus, a vibrant yellow. At this point, it is the courage to live your best life, the courage to go against the naysayers, the courage to live with a divinely aligned self, aligned with your path and your goals, allowing yourself to see as the light of the sun radiates and allows you to become awakened. Anuk neches, I am awake. Ma'ani, I see. And because you see what is right, you are focused on doing what is right. Eri ma'et. Irini ma'et. I do what is correct and harmonious and orderly and just, and where there is proper reciprocity. And why? Because you see and because you are awake. Anuk nechest. I am awake. Nechest also means resurrected. This is giving yourself permission to start anew. As long as you wake up every day, you have a chance to get it right and to push the reset button in your life. Sarek. Nifa. Sarek. Nifa. Sarek. Nifa. Relax your breathing. You draw from the strength and the power of the sun for synthesis in your life. And to dare to love yourself as you move into the chest area, Khat or Ib, the heart area, the place of good intention, of good love, and of good manifesting. Manifesting from a place of goodness and love. This is also in connection with Neferet, the heart, the throat, and the mouth. Because what proceeds out of the mouth is a reflection of the heart. What lies in your heart this evening? This area between the solar plexus and the heart is the place of ambition. You can think in your mind that you want to do it. You might want to accomplish something, but you need to have the strength and ambition to accomplish it, to do. Again, iri, to do. And what compels you to want to complete a task? Your love for it, your love for yourself, and your love for success. It is all right. Yes. Success was highly encouraged in Kemet. Happy success. Not success just for the sake of achievement, but knowing that you are doing something that is good for yourself and others around you, and that you are growing. Vibrant green, Waj, and Sarek, Nifa, Sarek, Nifa, Sarek, Nifa. Green is also health. Waj is health and wealth, and understanding that your health is your wealth. Sometimes we can be heartsick, and that can bring a lot of health problems. Let's focus on heart wellness, loving your world, loving what you create in your world from a place of just balance, harmony, just or correct order, harmony, higher love. Feel the energy permeating, pulsating. And here we acknowledge the joy of being alive. Anuk, I am. Anuk, I am. Anuk, I am. Think of all the good things that are coming up, the good things you're manifesting, the good things you're going to complete. And this is also the place of forgiving yourself for the things that you might have left behind. Forgive yourself and allow yourself to go back and get that. If it is right and correct for you. And if it's not going to hurt others. Sadak. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. And again we say, Anuk Merit, I am beloved. Anuk Merit, I am beloved. Anuk Merit, I am beloved. And again, Merit also means successful. Anuk Merit, I am successful. Anuk Merit, I am successful. Anuk Merit, I am successful. And now moving the energy up to the throat, Neferet, a beautiful blue, the place of honesty, speaking honest truth, manifesting from your speech. What do you create from the words that you say? What do you tell yourself? What do you believe about yourself? Speak up your worthiness. Find what is worthy about you if you can't. Celebrate what you bring to the world through what you say. Think how often you have said that you wanted something and boom, it happened. Tap into that in this moment. And I want you in this moment to speak out loud what you want to accomplish. And now speak healing words to yourself. If you're dealing with trauma, especially trauma because of things that people have said to you that have made you feel less than, tell yourself, I am healing. Tell yourself, I am worthy of having a wonderful life. Tell yourself, I have a wonderful life. I am healing. I am growing. And now a nice inhale through the nose, Sadek. Exhale through the mouth, Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Sadek. Nifa. Relax your breathing. Moving up into the brow, your first eye. A deep indigo. Your place of intuition. And manifesting through what you think, what you believe. Take a moment and think, see in your mind's eye, bring everything together, projecting out what you wish to accomplish. It is also facing the absolute truth about yourself, facing your fears, knowing that faith and fear cannot stay in the same place. See yourself getting past your challenges. See yourself going for that reward. See yourself receiving with open arms. And here we say, I am prepared, I am ready to receive. Anuk Saped. Anuk Saped. And why? Because you are divinely aligned. And now moving up to the crown, the ultimate place of alignment. Herit. Connecting with your higher self, the higher forces, connecting with the divine. Beautiful gold, white, silver, lavender. We say, Anuk we Mwe, I am one with thee, one. But truly believe it. And here at the crown, we focus on going forward with the energy of Merit, but also in the energy of Satet. Zatet, who is the archer who achieves, she hits her target, and fresh waters of renewal come. Here, you are definitely determined to not let anyone pull you down, anyone drag you back, anyone try to persuade you that you are undeserving. And here, see yourself with your Shenu, your circle, your spiritual crew, but also your crew here on earth, your ancestral crew, all that you walk with, the mighty army that walk with you. To help you. You're not alone. Own your success. Leave behind all the old traits that brought you problems. Focus on breaking the patterns of being around people who were problematic, people who encouraged you to do the wrong thing, people who didn't encourage you in your happiness. Leave them behind. Not accepting being stuck, not feeling as though you've painted yourself into a corner. No. There's always a way, as long as you focus on positive intention in your goals. And Sarek, Nifa. Sarek, Nifa. Sarek, Nifa. As you feel the two hands of Merit on your shoulder blades, her hands are up in praise to you and giving you energy and affirming You can live your best life. Live your best life. I am here. Rejoice in your best life. Rejoice in the new people of positive intention as you energetically move higher. Eradani Mbuni Kai. Take me to my higher place. Eradani Mbuni Kai. Take me to my higher place. Duau. Many thanks. Bring your hands into prayer pose. Sharer. As you take a moment to allow all the energy, this new vibrant energy to settle in, this new acceptance of where you should be and where you will be. Accepting the courage to live in your truth and to live your best life without people trying to bother you, without people trying to discourage you, without people trying to guilt you into lowering your standards. No. You are supported and you are beloved. As I count down from 10 to 1, we will bring all of the positive energy, affirmations, and support back with us into the presence of this room, saying thank you to those who are there for your support. And also taking a moment now before we shift back into the consciousness of this room to acknowledge that if it's time for a changing of the guard in your spiritual crew, because you wish to go to a higher place and you are ready, then saying thank you to those who have brought you thus far and releasing them. Duau, Uheni, thank you. I release. And welcoming the new. Nini Wuhem, Duau. Thanking them for taking you on the next leg of this glorious journey that is your life. And now, counting down from 10 to 1, and bringing all this beautiful energy back with you into the presence of today. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sarek, Nifa. Sarek, Nifa. Last time, Sarek, Nifa. Open your eyes. Give thanks. How is everyone? New beginnings. Yes, it's a full moon. Usually we do new beginnings at the new moon, but it's a full moon, so we're accepting the fullness of all the blessings that we have manifested up until this point. Okay? It's not, I mean, sometimes people can get a little bit too rote in, well, the new moon's only for this and full moon. Listen, full moon, appreciation of the full capacity of manifestation. Okay? Check in, check in. How's everyone? We good? Okay. Well, I hope that this was beneficial for you. I pray that you're able to find that peaceful place in yourself where you believe in doing what is right for your life and also what is harmonious to not only yourself but also for the planet. And that you continue to manifest all that is good and to shun the things that are detrimental and believe in your being able to move forward. In Elijah, we are so clear and balanced. Give thanks. Give thanks. Kiss the children for me, okay? Okay. Are there any questions before we sign off? I tell you, Merit just has a way of being able to just uplift your energy. She is known for having this pose as well. Many of us are familiar with this pose from seeing Aset and Nebuchadnezzar, or also sacred dancers or singers behind, say, Wasir, or behind a king or queen. This is an enhancing move. It's giving praise, but it is also enhancement. In our tradition, when we greet each other, generally we do what is called a kez, or my 8 hands. And it is to show respect, but it is also the giving and receiving of energy, so there's reciprocity. Yes. So know that Merit has your back. Know that your crew, your Paut Necharu, have your back. In Sansei and also Espiritismo, it's called your spiritual quadrant, your um uh, goodness, quadro espiritismo, your spiritual court. Okay. Well, please again make sure that you share this, and also please, if you are so inclined, please visit my website, www.imaku.info. And shanuliving.com. But my online store is here. And then also, someone shared with me today about wanting to tithe in order to sow into our food ministry. You know, we've had a long-standing food ministry here in Chenu, and going into a food scarcity season, even though there's a celebration of with feasting and so forth throughout November, December, January. But let us remember our neighbors without addresses, or even our families who have food challenges and who need a little extra help during this time of year, especially. And so, if you are interested in sewing into that, or if it's a thing of like, Queen Mother, I see what you're doing, and I want to support you, then by all means, I welcome on both sides of things. Okay, so but for where you live, please remember also to check into whether the local food pantries are in need and what you can contribute. Please don't bring any crappy canned food. Okay, there's so much just horrible, almost, I would say, wretched canned food. And you also have to remember that for many people who are neighbors without addresses, who frequent these food pantries, they don't have a way to open or cook the food. So be mindful in what you bring. Make sure that it's not something typical that the county or the city or even the state going to supply. You know, be creative, and also imagine what you would like to receive. And there are a number of people out there who are vegan, who aren't able to really benefit well. So again, please be creative. And some of you may really detest processed vegan food, but some of it is not only very tasty, but also is a better alternative to having nothing, or the other processed atomic macaroni and cheese with the atomic orange, and it's powdered, and it just, you got to do a whole lot to try to doctor it up. Listen, that's another initiative that I'm going to be working on regarding improving the overall quality of food that is supplied for people who are food challenged. Everything should be addressed with dignity. Everything. Okay. And so with that, I'm going to close and remind you, Merea means much love. Heri means to be at peace. Teni means to be accountable. And Jebewi means to be merciful and to discharge a debt, kind of like reparations. It's not only the discharge of a debt, but it's also the repayment of a debt. Be mindful. This is overall, it's mindfulness. And think of how you apply that to yourself and to your world. I'm Queen Mother Imaku. It's been my joy to be with you on this evening, and I pray that you have a wonderful, blessed, and peaceful sleep. We say Resui Nechem, which means sweet dreams.